This podcast contains a few instances of adult language. Viewer discretion is advised.
This week on Florida's Fourth Estate, a high-speed chase on a stolen motorcycle. It ends painfully, but not how you would expect.
A canine got a hold of that guy, too, and took some chunks out of him.
And two teens stuck at sea. Their prayers answered when a boat with the perfect name saves the day.
The yacht pulls up. The name on the yacht.
Give it to me.
Amen.
Amen. Come on now.
Our Speedo-wearing Floridian of the Week makes the cop's job way too easy.
Is that your plant, though? Yeah. Did you grow it?
I did. Did you grow it?
I did.
Yeah.
Plus, he's been forecasting Florida hurricanes for 20 years. What's the best month to get married? And what goes on behind the scenes during non-stop hurricane coverage?
I love my job, and I'm blessed by God like we all are to be here.
Sure.
But I really dread the season. I dread it.
Hi there, and welcome to Florida's Fourth Estate. We have a huge episode. I'm calling it the Hurricane Motorbike Show. We've got both of those. We have one of my favorite people here. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm here every week, man.
I'm Matt Austin. I'm not talking about you. You know darn well. What's your name?
I'm Ginger Gadsden.
Hey.
And you do have one of our favorite people here.
I do, yes.
This was a good gift for us.
I know, it was big.
He turned us
so
down
hard,
at first.
wasn't it?
Well, you turned us down. You said, I'm a little busy at that time.
I don't think I
That's
did.
No, he didn't. He agreed. This is Tom Sorrells. You will know him as Central Florida's weatherman. Not just that, he's a fantastic guy. I've gotten to work with him for years, so has Ginger. We love this man. Great father. Sweet husband.
Oh, dear friend. He insists we call him Chief, though.
Yeah, you have to call him Chief.
Kiss the ring, kiss the ring.
That's right. So it is the beginning of hurricane season. Hurricane Preparedness Week, I believe, right?
Coming up May 31st, we've got an all-day presentation here at the lovely News 6 studios.
Okay.
We take over the whole station, sort of. It's not like they make me GM for the day, but we do take over, and we're on. The morning team does their thing in the morning. Yeah. Troy's here. The anchors help him out. We take over Studio B. We have experts here. You can call in, get one-on-one advice, and we do the whole thing.
It's an all-day affair, and it's the day before hurricane season officially begins, so people are ready and know what to expect. And we're going to talk to you a lot about this upcoming season and just some things in general that people might be curious about.
Yeah, hurricane coverage. We're going to cover it all the weird, the
how you
nitty-gritty.
handle hurricane coverage, because you're on all the time.
He is good.
I'm on a lot, but you're here too.
Yeah, but I'm at a desk tossing to you. It's like, here's Tom. Okay, I've got to go get some coffee.
Oh, yeah, by the way, there's some power outages. Here's Tom. So we'll get to all that in just a little bit, but we want to get to our stories first. We've got some crazy ones.
As always, yeah.
Does this sound a little funny to you?
Well, it's going in and out. I'm going to turn mine down now because my ear is bleeding.
All right,
but it's fine. It's good.
But let's go ahead and go talk about some motorcycles. Tom Sorrells rides a motorcycle. I love some motorcycles. Yeah. And we had the craziest high-speed chase going on in Central Florida.
I've never seen anything like it. When I first saw it on TV, I'm like, is that LA?
Yes, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we're growing up here in Central Florida.
Yeah, we're getting big. So take a look at this guy. This guy started out stealing a Dodge Charger. He was with two other people. They get to an intersection where they then stop. He jumps out.
Look at him.
Somehow takes this motorcycle that's just waiting for him. Look at him, he's hot dogging it out there, and I thought for sure we're gonna watch this guy die.
Because look at him, if he hits one patch the wrong way, road rash is the last of his worries. His head is gonna separate from his body in something like that, and that is awful. I know people who are look at that. People who are responsible motorcycle riders look at this guy and go, he's doing everything absolutely wrong.
Where's your helmet? Where's your crash jacket?
Yeah.
Where's your gloves?
Everything.
Why is your backside exposed?
Why'd you steal it?
Well, do we know that he stole it, or was it set up?
It wasn't his.
It is a weird situation. A lot of people are wondering if someone left it there, but we heard from the guy who belongs to that motorcycle, and he was pretty convincing that he just started seeing that motorcycle go on TV. He's like, is that my motorcycle?
Well,
come on now.
I know. Well, I mean, if you are in trouble with the law, I'm going to ask surprise too. I'm going to be like, oh, how did that happen? Wow.
Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen. Wasn't me.
Was that my motorcycle?
Oh
Wow,
my
I have
gosh.
one
So
just
anyway,
like that.
it ended, a canine got a hold of that guy
Oh, yeah.
too and took some chunks out of him. So
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't a good day for
That
him.
canine got a piece. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And it never ends well. They never get away. There are choppers involved. So when will they learn?
Once the helicopter's over you, you're done.
Anywho, all right. So
speaking
this-
of motorcycles, I've got one more motorcycle story to
Do
show
you?
you. Yes, I want to show you a little GoPro of this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
driving around like a jackwagon. That's
my favorite word.
These guys drive me crazy because
Oh, yeah.
I want to get more motorcycles, and my wife hears about people wrecking motorcycles all
Yeah.
the time.
And here it is.
There you
Boom.
go. That's why you don't race and go too fast.
He was racing. He was lane splitting, which I don't think that's legal here in Florida.
No, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to do that in
Yeah.
Florida, Tom.
It's not. No. It's
And
illegal.
doesn't this make you nervous though, watching it, Tom?
It's crazy. It drives me nuts to see people do it on the street.
Yeah.
I hate it when they do it beside me.
I don't want to be on the road with these guys because
Right.
I don't want to be the one who ends up in the car that ends up killing him.
Yeah, you don't
Do you
want
know
to
what
be
I
the
mean?
one whose tire runs over his
Yeah.
head. Yeah. Awful,
Just
awful
terrible.
stuff to watch. Be careful
Yeah.
on your motorcycles and watch out for the motorcycles.
I
Give them
I
extra
always
look.
do. I do. I
Yeah.
get out of the way and I let him have a lane
Yeah,
and
just let 'em
just
go.
like look twice, save a life.
That's right.
Is that what it? Yeah, that's what it.
God bless you.
Good work.
I read the
I love
bumper
that you
stickers.
know that. Loud
It's true.
pipes save lives. How's that?
Okay, so another story. I am a person, I love stories that have a happy ending. And these kids, they're teens. It's senior skip day. So for senior skip day, you live in Florida, you're going to go to the beach
course,
and have a good
okay.
time.
Yeah.
So these two guys, they're out there, they're swimming. They get out and they're swimming and swimming. Next thing you know, they're 2 miles offshore. 2 miles. That's a long, long way to not know
Stuck
that
in a
you've
rip
drifted.
current, right? Yeah,
Perhaps,
something like
yeah. And so they are out there for quite some time. And at one point, one of the teens is like, I'm just going to start praying. God, if you have a plan for me, please. I mean, seriously, praying. And I believe in prayer.
Yeah.
Praying. If you have a plan, please just show it now. And within minutes, a yacht. I don't know how they didn't see this yacht off in the distance before, but a yacht pulls up. The name on the yacht,
Give it to me.
Amen.
Amen. Come on now.
Isn't that great?
That's
You can't
perfect.
write that. That sounds like something in a movie. It's like a Hallmark
I love it.
story or something like that. So
Yeah.
the kids are fine, but I just feel like sometimes, you have not because you ask not. God, I'm drowning. Please send me a boat.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
In this case, it came.
He actually did send a boat.
a boat.
Was Joel Osteen on this boat?
I know, exactly.
Bill Barnes on this
Who
boat?
was it? Yeah.
Who was
That's
driving
pretty
that day?
fantastic.
So
oh
yeah,
my
some
gosh.
sweet kids and
Yeah,
saying
they're
their
okay.
prayers.
Yeah, because it
and-
could have had a terrible ending. We could have been
Yeah.
doing stories on there, a search and rescue and all that other stuff.
And I think it's important to pay attention to little details like that and see things like that in life.
yeah.
It's easy to miss
Oh,
sometimes.
absolutely. Okay, you know what's not easy to miss?
What?
We do a lot of stories where people like to put things in their pants in Florida. It's Florida,
Yeah.
so it happens.
I know what's
Tom,
gonna
you know.
happen,
Okay,
yeah.
so
You've seen this
this couple, they're in a car. They blow right through a stop sign, and so they get pulled over. Cop comes up. It's like, what are all these animals doing in your car? They have like 40-something turtles,
Yeah.
right? And then the cop says, okay, you have anything
Is
else
there
you
anything
need to
else you
declare?
need to tell me?
So the lady in the car, who's wearing yoga pants, and that's important to the story, reaches down or behind, I don't know. And
Oh, I hope down. I hope front. Well, I don't know what's worse.
I don't know. Yeah.
there's no proper
no good
place.
answer here.
There's no proper
Hope
place
she reaches
for
to
what
her
she's about
ankle.
to pull out. So she pulls out like a 12-inch, not a 12-foot, but a 12-inch alligator. They're just in her yoga
Look at 'em.
pants. Like, why? First of all, I feel sad
are
for
the turtles.
I feel sad for the turtles.
Little bitty things.
I feel the worst for the alligator.
Here's what I look at
Look
in this
at
picture.
him.
His mouth is not rubber banded. She stuck a non-rubber banded.
biting.
Yeah.
Could have bit her.
You know those things have sharp little razor teeth
Yeah, they do.
down up in her pants.
Well, I mean, it's animal abuse. That little gator didn't ask for that.
Hey.
He didn't need that.
In a second, you're going to be wishing for some pants in a story I've got.
Uh-oh.
All right, Phil, hit it for me.
And now, your Floridian of the Week.
Thank you, Phil Deems, running things for us today. Couldn't
in
do it
charge.
without you. All right, so our Floridian of the Week, the cops get called to his place, and his apparel A, signs him up to be a Floridian because he is in a Speedo and an open flannel shirt.
Oh, jeez.
And then what he shows them. All right, let's just take a look at the
God,
video
I hope
here.
we pixelate
That's his
some of
weed
this.
plant. He's like, oh, look at this beautiful thing,
Ooh.
belly all hanging out.
Oh, gosh.
He's talking to the cop. Okay, let's listen.
Marijuana card? Or-
Yeah, I do. I'm working on it. I have the card.
Yeah.
Guys, please
Okay.
talk.
Is that your plant though?
Yeah.
Did you grow it?
Did you grow it?
I did.
Yeah,
Mighty
he's proud.
I thought it was going to be easy going up to California and learning how to grow pot. The indica strain, the sativa strain.
You get the good strains.
And, oh, boy.
Wow.
You're
He is
looking
out of
right
it.
Let's see,
Small
the
crystal.
pants
You gotta
strain.
smoke a bowl with me, please.
The Speedo
That poor
strain.
cop.
Well, I can't.
Look at him. He's
I
just.
know, you're
He's asking the cop to smoke a bowl right there.
Oh, okay. That's it. The handcuffs tell me the cop said no.
He's totally shocked when he gets put in the back of a cop car.
She's fine.
Jay, we got to put her up here, though.
Well, the wallet needs to go with you. That's your wallet.
Look at the weed just
Yeah.
everywhere.
No, is
Alright.
cash in there? Did I put it in?
That's
don't see
inside.
Oh, that's good, huh? Oh, somebody's got to pay up. Okay.
All right, hold on. I'll put it in your pocket, all right?
Money from your mom's house.
All right.
He found his pants somehow.
Back seat right here.
Yeah.
You don't have any weapons on you, right? Nothing like that?
I
No.
hope you got rid of
I'm not packing that gator.
I just have a gator in my
Got
pants.
a couple of pipes.
Go ahead and have a seat.
It's nice of them to put some pants on the guy.
Where
Put
was
your
this?
pants up while you sit in the car.
Where? This was in
Hold 'em
Flagler
up.
County.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
have a seat.
Well, they put pants on him because they don't want him in their squad car.
Of course.
Oh, I'm sure even worse things have happened to that squad car.
You are being placed under arrest.
For what? What on earth could you arrest me for,
I
officer?
offered you some.
How dare you come into my home and smell my marijuana plant
And then arrest me.
Look at my Speedo.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if it were daytime, the only thing that guy didn't go say was double rainbow. So
Double
pretty.
rainbow.
He was, yeah.
You should look that up on YouTube if you
yeah.
don't know what she's talking
Oh,
about.
I'm sorry. I think it's been viewed 10 billion times.
Yeah,
So
I
everyone's
think that's
seen
my
it.
favorite Florida of the week so far.
So far.
It's a
we've done
winner.
Dozens of episodes. Thank you. Now let's go to talking about a smart person. Tom Sorrells, chief meteorologist
For
at News
sure.
6 in Orlando.
He was like, ooh.
He
Wow.
is-
Do I have to beat those guys?
yeah, it's
Bing.
not much competition
we set
here.
the bar low here,
Yeah,
Tom.
that's right. So we've got hurricane season approaching. I know you're worried we're going to start asking all these questions that you already know about hurricanes. We're not going to do that. We're going to have a little fun. I want
Okay.
to talk about it kind of behind the scenes stuff with hurricanes. First off, kind of describe hurricane coverage for us because we are involved in it. It's half exciting and it's half miserable. So go ahead and describe what hurricane coverage is. And tell me, do you look forward to it? Do you get excited about it or do you hate it?
No, I pretty much hate it.
Yeah.
Before, I have a long history of doing hurricane coverage going back to the late 80s when Ginger and I were first slammed by Hurricane Hugo in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm older than Ginger. I was already on the air then. So,
I was a child.
right, Ginger was
Ginger was in utero.
an infant, right. She was just a newborn child. She does not remember Hurricane Hugo.
No, I do remember
In
Hugo, 'cause
1989.
It tore up my family's house in Charleston.
Blasted Charleston, came
Yeah.
up right through Florence, Myrtle Beach, and my market. And I was a young boy then, and I had that young child attitude of giddy up. Here we go. This is going to be great. This is going to
Sure.
be great. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
And the damage it wrought and what we went through and the recovery was forever. Kind of, I wouldn't say it jaded me, but it woke me up.
Yeah.
It's a very sobering experience. So I grew to understand that it's important, how to do it better, try to be out in front. As a 20-something-year-old man-child, I really had no business
Yeah.
forecasting that storm. Looking back now, you're like, whoa.
I mean, who
You
could've-
should not
yeah.
have been on
Have been out
TV
there.
forecasting that storm.
Yeah.
But I was the chief. I was the only thing they had. And
Yeah.
so you learn
Yeah.
by experience. Then building up the markets, I moved from there to Ohio, to Detroit. And all those years, I would watch storm coverage of other places like Texas, Louisiana, even Florida, from Ohio and Michigan. And you're like, wow, I wish I was back in the tropics. I so wish I was back in the tropics. And then I get, God blesses me, and I come here. And I wasn't longing for the 2004 season to happen. But we dodged a few bullets, missed a few storms, had a tropical storm come through here. And then after the 04 season, and back to back to back, a storm every 3 weeks, 4 storms in 44 days, I was done. And so there's no way. New people come in the newsroom all the time, and they're the kids. They're the 22, 20, well, not 22, but 25, 26-year-olds. They're like,
never experienced
send me to the
anything like
coast.
that.
Ooh, can I be right in the
I
eye?
can't wait till we get a hurricane. I'm like, hey, you know what, Bubba? You need to chill with that.
Yeah.
I said, I'm right down. No, you really don't want to be there, but I'm sure you'll get your chance.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to, I love my job, and I'm blessed by God like we all are to be here.
Sure.
But I really dread the season. I dread it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So I know it sounds weird to think, well, if there's a hurricane coming, where do you want to be? Well, here.
Yeah. Well, because you know
Doing
your
my job.
stuff. You're not the man-child that you were for Hugo. You're a seasoned professional, so you know that when you're on the air, you're offering something valuable in saving lives.
Right.
No, you are. People have said it.
Yeah, and the reason it's so important that you have experience and stuff like this, I remember the last hurricane we were going through.
Irma?
Yeah, it was Irma. And there was a strange little spot. It was like on the opposite side of the storm. I wouldn't have even been looking at it. The untrained eye wouldn't have known.
No.
And it was spitting out little tornadoes, or it spit out at least a tornado, maybe a couple of them, and it just destroyed this place. But before it came out, you were looking at that spot, and you were like, I don't like this. This is a really dangerous little area here. And then sure enough, like those people, if they were watching, were warned
Hopefully
a few minutes ahead of time,
Heads up.
thanks to you seeing that. Meanwhile, I would have just been looking at this big blob of, green and red.
You know, and here's the other thing too, is like you're on the air for so long, but you don't have the luxury of having a moment where you can have a lapse in judgment or even pretend to be tired, because you have to be for 12, 14, however many hours at your apex, at your top, because everyone is watching and depending on you. No pressure, but this is not the time for you to bobble.
Or go to sleep, or give up, or change, or decide
or not care
you don't
anymore.
have a stomach for it
Yeah.
anymore, right. We stay caffeinated. You know, I do have help back there. I have Troy, meteorologist Troy Bridges, big-time storm chaser in his own right. And Candace and Julie Broughton, and even Danny Trainer is around during hurricane season.
And now you have Samara.
Samara Kokinas joined me just in time for Irma. So if you start breaking it down the list there, we all do our shifts and we all hang on. But I don't leave. I'm always on the air with one of them or around.
Yeah, you don't stop even when we get to go and take a break.
We need to discuss that now.
No,
you want to do this on the
I like
podcast?
that setup.
See, I don't love that setup.
What's the longest you've been on air?
I think it was 36 and a half hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think, because I throw that stat out all the time.
That's not awake. That's
It's not
on
38
TV.
On TV.
How does that work, though? Seriously.
What we do, you say I don't get a break, but I do stop talking for a moment.
Yeah.
Kind of like here. I stop.
We
And you
ask some
go. You ask a
questions,
question. I answer again. It's not like I'm on a diatribe where I don't respond. So when you're on like that, I just try to stay even-keeled, trying to get excited, and try to protect my voice. My voice doesn't have the as much depth or timbre like Matt's voice booms.
He's got a bass.
He's got big bass, and my voice is more.
Well, thank you.
More of a Bob Seger, Rod Stewart type of rasp. You know what I'm saying? I don't have
voice.
I don't have David Lee Roth baritone over here. Just to put it in rock and roll terms for you. But we've got a situation where I don't want to lose my voice. I've come close a couple of times. So I stay hydrated, and I go from water to caffeine to make sure we're good. And I don't take a break for more than probably 10 or 15 minutes, because they'll roll packages, reporters live in the field. You guys will be doing news stories.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, Tom, do another radar jog around. So we go and show the radar and show everybody where it is.
Yeah.
We get the updates, we get the information from the Hurricane Center, and you just keep going. And people are like, well, why don't you quit? Why don't you take a break? And I'm like, well, do you want me to take a break?
No.
Do you want me to go away?
No.
So, you train for these moments. It's like the Super Bowl. And so when you're in the Super Bowl, do you not want Joe Montana?
After
Not that I think I'm
halftime,
Joe
you just
Montana, but do you not want your number
go
one
back
guy
up.
to go in
You
there?
are Joe Montana. Don't you sell yourself short. I want to ask you what the worst thing during hurricane coverage for you. I would say, I don't know about worst or weirdest or strange thing that really pops out at you that
I
people
could go
would
for
be
days on
shocked. Because people
shocked.
sleep in this building.
They do.
Oh, God.
It gets
I've
weird.
I've seen things.
It's like a big dorm room here. There's food everywhere.
Well, I have stories for days, so I could kill your whole podcast with this. One of the weirdest things that ever happened, we used to do Talk to Tom the first season. When we first started doing it, we'd put people live on the air. That's where it came from.
Yes.
That, as I always say, that predates, we were social media before social media. Because it was like 2004. And Facebook didn't come out to like 2008 for us, or Twitter. So we were hanging out, and we just like, let me talk to people.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they want to know. So put them on. I'll talk to them. It'll be great. well, will it? So all of a sudden we're talking, and guy's asking me questions about the birthing of his baby. His wife is pregnant. Will the hurricane make the baby come out? And I'm like, dude, really? No, that's Pitocin. And then we have another guy talking, and he's scared the tornado's going to hit his house, and he's getting all nervous. And he kind of screams out and hangs up. Now, and so I'm on TV live, and we didn't have a delay. And we're like, okay, did I just get punked? You know, he just...
Yeah, acting like
did he just get hit?
Him.
So that kind of, you never know. It kind of drives you crazy.
Yeah.
Late at night, they say, hey, Tom, guess what? A guy named Harry is in Daytona Beach for the storm. He's in Daytona Beach right now. You're on with Harry. He's going to ask the next interview. Okay, so they put him on, and then it goes, hi, Tom, this is Harry Smith, and blah, blah, blah. And my mind at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning is like, God, guy's name's Harry Smith. That's weird.
Is he the Harry Smith from CBS?
Yes, and nobody warned me.
Oh, God.
And I'm sitting there going, so, dude, what are you doing in town? He goes, well, you know, we flew in from New York yesterday. And I'm like, oh, you just got to town.
How are you liking it?
And I'm starting to slowly connect the dots. The more he talks, I'm going,
information
God.
you needed
The Harry
right
Smith?
then.
the Harry Smith, who at the time was the anchor of the CBS Morning News.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, no, Allison, you have to tell me that it's Harry, the Harry freaking Smith.
Not just a Harry Smith.
It's not some dude named Harry.
Hey, Tom, we have some random guy, Matt Lauer, on the line here. Oh, wait, that wouldn't. Actually, that could happen.
So, Matt,
We're going to edit that.
how's your life these days?
Realize you have some time on your hands.
How's life in the Hamptons?
Hanging out in Florida.
Okay, so weirdest thing that ever happened to me, though, is that I realized I'm in a different, like an alternate reality. You know, I'm in the studio, in the weather center. I'm all focused. But for everybody else, it's not always that intense. It is sort of for you guys. You're there with me for a while.
Yeah.
But you take a break and they swap out anchors and I'm still there. And I bop out of the studio. This is during Hurricane Francis. Hurricane Charlie tears through in a matter of hours. But Hurricane Francis and Gene, that first season of Hurricane Hell, came through slowly. Like they got here and stopped on top of us and rolled slowly through. In 36 hours we were on. So it's the dead of the night, and I come out, and I don't feel badly telling the story because the people who did this to me are not here. I don't mean I don't mean they're deceased.
Oh boy.
I mean they no longer work here. But I walk out, and there's a quasi hurricane party going on.
What?
Yeah, there are not fireworks in the hallway, and they're not doing a conga line. But I come out. And these people have been outside, they're kind of drenched, they're kind of wet, and they smell like a bar. And I'm like,
gosh.
Come on now.
I'm like, oh my goodness, these people are partying. I can smell liquor. And I'm like,
way.
it's 4 in the morning, I'm looking for sweet tea, and I'm smelling ginger, bourbon and ginger. There's a hurricane party going on in my studio somewhere. It wasn't in the studio, but somewhere outside the parking lot or somewhere. They've been
Here you are
busted at
forecasting
drinking.
your heart out
Thank
on
you,
the
Gigi.
air.
No, you guys would never do that to me.
No, we would bring you water.
Ginger might do that to you.
Yeah.
I clearly would. I clearly
But
would.
that's the weirdest thing that ever happened in studio
That's
to me.
bizarre.
Here. The crazy screaming before they went away. There's a party going on without me.
I just can't
Those
imagine.
are kind of the
us-
weird things.
Can you see that? Tom's on the air and we're partying.
We're tossing some back, like, get him, Tom.
Yeah, go boy, go.
He's doing a great job. Like,
Yeah.
And the talk to Tom's are my favorite moments during the hurricane, really, because I get to talk to real people.
I love those too.
They
Kids
know what's
call
going on.
in. It's,
Oh,
you know what
I love
we should
when the
do?
kids call.
I hope they set it up to where people can FaceTime with you one of these days.
Oh, that'd be
I would
cool.
love
yeah.
to see them.
The only thing is you have to have a delay because you put those people on.
Yeah,
you never
somebody
know.
might do something.
You get wackadoodled,
No,
you know.
yeah.
in the-
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
You got-
But if they
vet
could like show you what's going on out their window.
How cool
or,
would that?
you
That's
know,
where we're
man,
going.
I would love
That's
that.
where we're going.
Of course.
So yeah, we're.
Let's vet some of those people now.
We should.
Yeah, you
a good
should
idea.
find them. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, something happens.
Well,
you
like
call us.
certain
Cowboy,
areas.
Cowboy up in Ocala,
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
in Marion County. That dude calls in, talk to Tom, and he can outdo me. He can talk forever. He's
Talk
a
to
good
Cowboy.
dude.
Yeah.
Because he watches way too much News 6. He knows us all by name.
No,
knows
that's
all
fine.
our
good man.
It's
He's
no
a good
such
dude.
thing. You
He's
can't
on it.
watch too much News 6.
We have to wrap up pretty soon because I know you have to go do some stuff.
Yes, I've got to produce my own show today. No help. It's not storming yet, but this is fun.
yeah.
Man, I want to have you on again. There's like 1,000 other questions I have
Keep
for
going.
you.
I didn't mean to tell
There was a
stories.
really good question you wanted to ask yesterday because it's that season where people are getting married.
Okay, yeah. Tell us.
Oh.
This is a short one.
Yeah, it's short.
What do you think the best month in Florida to get married in, weather-wise? If you say you're doing an outdoor wedding.
February, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. I believe in February.
Okay, I like
And here's
that.
why. Most of the time, most of the time, it's not too cold. Most of our big freezing times are late December, early January, and by February we start to come out of that. It's really, really rare to get a super, super cold freeze that could really rock your wedding in February. It's almost infinitely impossible to get big thunderstorms unless we have a squall line coming through that day. We do get frontal passages that produce tornadic activity, but that again normally is a January thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes does delay to February. But February's my shot. I tell everyone, come to Disney during February. Wait until the week of Valentine's Day because everyone's doing other stuff. Daytona is the week of Valentine's. So right after
That's
that,
good advice.
you get
Look at you.
into Disney. I've done it several times. I have a child whose birthday is February 13th, and so I was out with her as a young thing, going to all the parks. So that's when I figured it out. I'm like, you know what? February is the bomb.
Yeah.
It's pre-spring break. We're not overrun.
Yes.
Spring breakers. The Europeans haven't made it back for late March or early March either. It's away from Easter. February.
Look at that. That is advice people don't even have to pay for right now.
This is free.
Very
That's
valuable.
All of my
Florida
stuff is
State.
free, actually.
No, somebody's paying you.
Somebody's paying you.
You're getting paid.
No, I'm getting paid.
Yeah,
but I mean,
so it ain't free.
to them.
my information is free.
Yeah.
I'm paid to perform.
Yes.
But I give it to you for
You're
free.
not free. Okay.
No.
Or cheap. Thanks, Tom.
Tom Sorrells, Chief Meteorologist, News
you, bro.
6. Man,
That was fun.
it's just nice getting to hang out with you and talk to you without being like, well, Tom, it's raining today. Take it away.
Yeah, let's just be honest. Not that the people at home know, but I work in the studio alone, and I see you guys right before news time, and that's about it.
Yeah, this is true.
It's sad.
Which makes me sad. So for Tom Sorrells, we're going to have you back on the show.
Oh, yeah,
when we have a little
for
more
sure.
time. Ginger Gadsden. We've got Phil Deems running things for us. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for doing
Phil.
that, Phil. And my name's Matt Austin. This is Florida's Fourth Estate. Check us out next week, too.
Bye.